All right. Feeney Talks with Friends, episode 61. This is great. We're starting season 6 with Mary Faye. How you doing, Mary?
I am great.
So excited that you're here. We're going to have a wonderful podcast. Just to review, episode 60 with Adrian Billing-Smith. Check it out. She's a wonderful person. We had a great conversation. We'll talk about you. She played college hoop.
Yes.
You played college hoop, right? We'll get into that.
Yeah, awesome.
Very cool. So again, my name is Eric Feeney, founder and president of Friends of Feeney. Our mission is to help children and families that have heartbreak or tragedy. I use this podcast, Feeney Talks with Friends, and I talk to wonderful people in the community. They're doing great things. And Mary, you do wonderful things for the West Hartford community. Thank you for being here. We'll talk about your job. We'll talk about basketball. We'll talk about your daughter. We'll talk about so many different things. Basketball, softball at Skidmore. So it's great. But before we begin, I just want to, sad news in Feeney Talks with Friends world and Friends of Feeney. We lost a really good friend, Steve Famiglietti. It was episode 8. He worked at Oak Hill. He was there for 15 years. He was the director of blind awareness. He was just a wonderful human. He was gone too soon. He loved clocks, chin-ups. We just had Thanksgiving at his house a couple years ago, not this year. It's just, and it was a tragic, terrible accident in Hartford. Someone was not driving appropriately, and it just really angers me that someone can drive like that. And I lost a friend, and my wife has lost a friend. And by what I see on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram, he was well liked and loved, and we miss Steve. So I'm thinking about him, thought about him all Thanksgiving, and his wake and services are this Saturday. And again, if you want to check it out, he's a wonderful conversation, Steve, episode 8. I'll be thinking of you, and he was always a good friend. So, I don't know, maybe a moment of silence. All right. Thanks, Mary, for doing that. It was important. I wanted it to be said. Again, it's heartbreak and tragedy. I really been talking with my wife about maybe doing a scholarship or a dinner. He was an amazing person and needs to be celebrated. His life, he's touched and positively impacted so many people. He was an educator. He was blind, but he didn't let that stop him. He chased storms. He was a storm chaser, which is the craziest thing I've ever heard. But he liked following tornadoes. He would go on 2-week journeys and follow tornadoes. He collected like 50 grandfather clocks. So if you go over his house and it strikes 10, you have 50 clocks going off. And it went off all night. I don't know how he slept at night, but he taught me how to use the washer machine. He had buttons on it for the braille, and it's just, he had his setup. He can get around. He can get anywhere he wanted. He had his dogs, Joel, which recently passed away. Now he had Elvis. Just a great, great person. So thank you for letting me share about Steve. How you been? Bad segue.
I'm very sorry for your loss. I really am. He sounds like really it's all of our loss.
Yeah.
That someone like him was taken from us. And I think you echoed very well, Eric, kind of in a senseless way. Death is hard enough, but when it's someone this wonderful, it didn't have to be this way, so I'm very sorry.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Mm-hmm. And I also want to thank you. You've been a good friend. You have been a celebrity server at Rita's Italian Ice 2019. And then again, you were a celebrity server at Donut Crazy, March 2020. It was 6 days before schools closed for COVID. That was like the last big event, Donut Crazy.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I just believe in what you're doing. I believe in your cause so strongly and fundamentally. All a child needs is a friend. And that is so important. And you can't even imagine what it means to have a really good friend. Yeah. I love the whole mission. I've been engaged with it since you started. We both wear our shirts and sweatshirts proudly. And I think it's an amazing thing that you're doing. And these children are so lucky to have somebody like you who cares for them.
Thank you very much. Yeah, our motto is be a good friend. You know, I say it all the time. Pick up trash that's not yours. Hold the door for someone. Give a compliment or be charitable. So, you know, because you get that all the time. Oh, can you pick up that trash for me? It's not mine. Well, you know, be a good friend. Pick it up. Be a good friend to yourself. Be a good friend to your neighbor. Be a good friend to the earth. There's so many different ways to be a good friend.
Truly.
So I'm glad that message is getting out there. I hear a lot that, Feeney, I was in Stanford or I was up near Boston and I saw the Be a Good Friend bumper sticker. Do you have a magnet on your car?
I don't, and not because I don't want to, because I don't have it.
There you go.
Thank you so much. I will proudly
Here's one for your other
display this. Thank you so
friend
much.
or your other car.
Yeah, we have two. This is such an important thing. I told you a little bit about how Katie and I got involved. I was always the kid who the teachers paired with, you know, kids who had some tough times. And I always tried to be good. I haven't been perfect. And I do regret if I haven't been a good friend to anybody. And sometimes it's because you're so busy and, you know, campaigns are pretty exhausting. But there's nothing like a friend in the world. And believe me, I was very grateful to be able to turn to mine after the election was over, and they were there for me. And there's nothing like that in the world. It's amazing, and we all need our friends.
Yeah, you know you got a good friend when you haven't spoke for a while, but you could pick up right where you left off. If it was, you know, 2 weeks, a year, 2 years, but you pick right up where you left off. And, you know, like you said, we all need a good friend. Just be a good listener.
But even those little things, I was sharing with you that I got that phone call on the way out the door, and it was a friend of mine that I worked with 20-something years ago. And he just relayed to me that they were talking on Thanksgiving and who he was grateful for. And he picked me, of all people. And he called me to tell me that today, right before I was coming here. And I said, this is ironic that I'm doing a podcast with Eric on what it means to be a good friend. And he just said, you were there for us, you were a good leader, you believed in us, you had our backs. And we all need someone like that. And I didn't think that it was a big deal back then. Oh, excuse me. It was early in my career. I was rather young. But people remember when you treat them fairly and well and respectfully. And that's a lesson that we all need to use every day.
Yeah. There's always a saying that, you know, they won't remember the test as a teacher, you know, the test that you gave them. They won't remember, you know, they'll remember the good times you had or when you picked them up when they were down or just that moment, that special moment of being a good friend. So thank you for that.
I think they probably remember the times that they could have gotten in trouble, but you cut them a little bit of slack.
Yep.
I remember those times.
That's quite a few.
Yeah.
I especially remember those. As a teacher in my 19th year, I'll come to say, earmuffs, I wasn't the best student. So my 5th grade teacher, Mrs. Jarrell, like second most important woman in my life, she turned out to be the principal of Kingsbury School and hired me to be the teacher.
Oh, wow.
But in 5th grade, she would meet with my mom. I got in trouble at the playground. I went in and took the rope, the tug of war rope, brought it outside for recess, got in the end of it, challenged, created a whole tug of war, this side versus that side, ended up losing. I got dragged around the playground.
What did you get for stealing the rope?
Right. Cut my own hair on picture day, wore a Grateful Dead t-shirt on picture day, just, you know. But Mrs. Jarrell, after all that being said and done, still hired me to be a teacher. So it means the world that I was able to go to Kingsbury School and then teach at Kingsbury School.
That's cool.
I did an 8-minute talk. I used some of that material from my 8-minute talk about Mrs. Jarrell and how important she was. I did a speak up with Matt Dix. You know Matt Dix?
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yep. So.
Yeah, we have so many talented people in West Hartford.
Yeah.
Really. It's amazing.
Yeah, speaking of talented, this is my friend Daisy. Daisy works at the school. Daisy Cruz. I was her daughter's teacher.
Oh,
I want to give you that. Yeah, I want to give you let you pick one. But Daisy.
Oh, they're beautiful.
Dazzled Creations.
Oh,
I shouted her out last episode. I want to shout her out again.
Yeah, you know, I noticed these even before you said that, and she's one of your students.
No, she is a paraprofessional at the school, and her daughter went to our school.
Nice. I love it.
She's fantastic. So thank you, Daisy. Check it
you,
out.
Daisy.
We'll put the link on there. Daisy Cruz. That's for you. So you got swagged up.
I am. And then combined with my shirts and
Yeah.
sweatshirts, I'm all set. I should have worn one tonight. Wasn't thinking. Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's all right. We will forgive you. You wear it on the parade days. I see you.
Yeah.
So that means a lot. I see you, and I'm like, hey, Mary, wearing her shirt.
This is an amazing thing because you remember things in your life. If you were the new girl or the new person or even starting a new job as an adult, you're kind of a little timid, have some trepidations, you're the new kid there. And just that person who comes to you and reaches out or asks you to lunch or shows you where the coffee machine is.
Yep.
Those little things mean so many things. And I don't know, I'm really hopeful for the world to embrace these kind of thoughts and thinking. I really am.
I agree. If everyone was a good friend, the world would be a better place.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
as simple as picking up trash, obeying traffic laws, or just, holding the door and giving
Yeah.
compliments.
Yeah. Giving up your seat for an older person. Just so little effort to make a difference.
Yeah. I also want to thank our sponsors and thank Direct Line Media. What minute are we? I haven't shouted out Direct Line Media yet. Oh, man. Dave's going to kill me. 11 minutes. Dave from Direct Line Media has put up with me for 61 episodes. He volunteers his time. He's a wonderful friend. And Kyle now. Kyle's on board. What's up, Kyle? Direct Line Media. Just a wonderful podcast. Anything you need for podcasts, videos, graphics, check out my guy, Direct Line Media. Also want to thank my sponsors, Weehaw Roasting and Brewing on 141 Shield Street. Our sponsors, Gastro Park, The Fix IV, Keating Insurance Agency, and West Hartford Lock. So that's it. I think I got them all. And Donut Crazy.
Donut Crazy.
We'll do some crazy questions with Donut Crazy later. You ready for crazy questions?
Yes.
That's a game that we play. Favorite restaurant, sponsored by Gastro Park.
Absolutely.
And 3 Keys, sponsored by West Hartford Lock. Are you ready for the 3 keys?
I am.
Because you currently serve on the town council.
Yes.
3 keys that make you great for serving on the town council.
Well, gosh, only 3. No. First of all, I love it. And I think that's abundantly clear. I love helping people and doing my best. It doesn't matter what party they are, truly. And I really want to have that conversation that we really look at people as individuals and not by labels. Mm-hmm. And that's probably in sync with what your mission is as you try to get people to be friends with, people who are maybe out of their everyday kind of realm. And it can feel that way, being a Republican here in West Hartford. But I think we're all trying to do the right things. We love our town. We embrace our community. We want the best for everybody in it. And I love serving. I really and truly do. And it's an honor. And I take it that way. And it's the little things. If you can help somebody get an issue resolved with, an abandoned car on their street or something like that, it makes a difference to them. And I'm happy to do it. So it's been an honor.
How long have you been on town council?
This is my 3rd term.
Nice.
Yeah, so it'll be 6 years at the end of next year.
And so every 2 years?
Every 2 years.
You're up for election every 2 years?
Yes, we are. Everybody is. The whole entire slate. So,
Gotcha.
Yeah, so I think it's good. We've got a combination now of newcomers. We actually just brought a new town councilor on to take Adrian's place as she went into her new role. So that's great. So we're getting new people in. Alberto, as you mentioned, is on our side is a newer councilor.
Gotcha.
And I love serving with him and Mark. It's a great team, and everybody's really, really conscientious about the role they play and the job that they do. And we all have the same mission. We might come at it a little bit differently. So I think the ability to listen, the ability to get out there, the ability to take on tough issues, maybe be a little bit controversial. I don't mean that in a negative way, but sometimes I'm the sole person who votes no. Not usual. Most of our votes, believe it or not, are 100% across the board. We do have unity, but there's certain things that, I always wear my financial hat and taxpayer hat, and I've got to make sure that everybody's being represented. But it truly is an honor, and I really enjoy it, and I love my teammates.
So speak up, be a good listener,
Yeah.
love your job.
Yeah.
3 things. That's great.
Yeah, I think that's important, and the reason that I use those 3 characteristics, because you don't have to be brilliant. You don't have to be a known quantity. You have to have the desire, and you have to want to work, and you have to be able to bridge with people, make bridges with people, as opposed to, and you're not going to win over everybody. I know I don't, as hard as I try. But it is an honor. It really is something that I'm very, very proud of. And it's something I've always wanted to do. My career didn't allow it in the past. I was a government major in addition to business. and I've always wanted to serve. So I feel very fortunate. It's a blessing.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's really cool. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not easy. It's time away from family and time away from your job, and it's overall to help others and help, what's best for our town, West Hartford.
And it's great. We have so much going for us.
Do you love Weehaw?
I love Weehaw. I need that shirt. There's
No.
Yeah, absolutely I do. And I just this Weehaw Roasters and Brewery is amazing. I shouldn't even say this. I hate to admit it, but I do tell the truth. This is my first time here, and I can't believe how wonderful and beautiful it is. I will definitely be back.
It's really cool. They do trivia
it's
on
amazing.
Wednesdays. They do comedy shows and
it's
live
really-
music.
Yeah.
That's my Sega Genesis over there. So if anyone, I'll challenge anyone in
that's
NBA
awesome.
Jam or NHL 94. That's my Sega.
Cool. Cool.
Yeah, and shout out, this is Fresh Ink. Dave
Oh, yeah.
Austin at Fresh Ink.
Yep.
Wonderful friend, great person. Put a link for our swag. We got some shirts coming up.
Your shirts are really cool. I've
Be a
got
good
a
friend.
few of them. Yeah, I've got a few and different colors, and Katie does as well, and she loves wearing them, and it means a lot. I think it's a message, as simple as it is. It resonates with everybody, and when you think about what a friend has done for you in the past, or just how they make you feel when you're having a tough time or you're down or what have you. You can't. No one's alone. No one can do it by themselves.
Yeah.
And to have somebody be a friend, and to have that opportunity to get to know each other and cultivate that relationship is really a blessing.
Yeah.
I have friends. When I think about it, and as you get older, your circle of friends gets smaller because your time gets so much more demanded for. And my mom used to always say to me, if your friend marries, you're a friend for life. And that's just, I have friends from kindergarten. I have friends, and my mom had a friend, and they died pretty close to each other, that they were born like days apart, and they died at 85. And they were with each other for weddings and children and, everything, illnesses. And it's amazing to have that history. And then when you look at your new friends that you just meet and get to know, it's just, life is really good. It's all you need is one good friend, and it can change everything.
The West Hartford community is great when there is a need or some support needed. The town, the community, the businesses will really support and help out. So I really appreciate it. I was jokingly, we lived in New Haven, found out we were having twins. Yep, I met my wife in Southern.
Right? Yeah.
And then we lived in Westville for a little bit. Found out we were having twins, and we're like, oh, we got to move, New Haven. I lived in Waterbury. She was from East Granby. Halfway was West Hartford, both being educators.
Perfect.
It was this or Cheshire, so I'm so happy that I chose West Hartford.
You chose well. It's funny because when I bought my house here a while ago, 25 years now, I was only considering Glastonbury because my sisters live there, my two sisters, and we're all very close. And my brother was living there at the time. He's in Madison now. I said, no, West Hartford I think is the place for me, and it is, and it will be. We're very happy here.
So yeah, I'm a teacher for 19 years. I taught 9 years at Kingsbury School where I went, and I'm in my 10th year teaching at Wolfpack, the same school that my daughters went to. So teaching, the best job in the world, brings me so much joy. But then there is heartbreak or tragedy, and then there are teachers that leave a positive impact in your life. Do you have a teacher that left a positive impact in your life, like a favorite teacher?
Many. In fact, what I'm going to see soon. I have a fondness for teachers. My mother was an educator, and she comes from a family of educators.
Wait, hold on. Who's that? What did you just say?
I know. Here's my mom. Yeah, the best with Eric. That was a great night. We were
October 13th, 2017.
Yeah.
That was 5 years ago, Mary.
I know. Hard to believe. But I've always had a soft spot. And I saw what she was able to do with students, and they came back to see her all the time and made a difference. Yeah, I have several. I have one fourth grade teacher at Sly School in East Hartford, Mrs. Usello, and she was young. I didn't realize it because what are you in fourth grade, 7 or 8 years old? She was probably in her 20s, and she was beautiful. She had long blonde hair, and she was really smart, and she was really kind. And I remember my mother. She didn't teach when we were little kids. There was 4 of us, and she was home with us, and. She said, "You're lucky you got her. She's a really good teacher." So for my mother to say that, I knew she was. And she just made a big difference. She was encouraging, not just to me, to a lot of kids. And she put you in a position where you could shine. So if she knew you were a kid who liked to read out loud, she would give you that spot. If you were a kid that liked to draw, she'd make sure that you led that activity. She was very, very good, and she was very creative. And then my second teacher, she was actually my honors English teacher in high school. Actually, two, and they were both English teachers, but they were also my coaches. One was Maureen Rogers. She was my basketball coach, along with John Larson, our congressman. And then Doug Willett was my softball coach. And they were really good. They were hard on me when I needed it, and gave me that extra kick, whether I liked it or not. But they were very, very good, and a lot of life lessons about teamwork and teammates and how you respectfully win and gracefully win, and you get over your loss and you come back the next day to fight. So just a whole bunch of lessons.
Sports
in that.
are great.
Oh, tremendous. Well, that's another thing that we did together.
Oh, yeah.
Basketball coach for the West Hartford Basketball League.
Girls basketball.
It was amazing. Yeah, and so it's starting again.
My wife's the head coach. I was the assistant coach.
I was definitely the assistant. I wasn't the head coach at all. Thank God. There are some really good coaches in that league. Oh, my God, it's a blast. So we're
Dr. Rick.
Yes.
Dr. Rick was a podcast guest. Check it out.
Oh,
Dr.
cool.
Rick.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great coach.
Oh, God. Really good. Katie's coach is on the Liberty team. I was impressed.
Yeah.
Three.
Speaking of which,
three young fathers. Oh, yeah, right?
She tried out for Connor
That's
today,
exciting.
fingers crossed.
That's exciting. I think what you'll learn, and I remember this because Michael Jordan got cut from his high school team.
Yeah.
He didn't make his high school team, and he went on to be one of the best basketball players
Did you know
ever.
he invited that coach to his Hall of Fame speech and sat him in the front row and said, "I'm a Hall of Famer. You cut me, coach." And the coach was like,
Well, I think
that burned some fire. That was great.
I think it can. I think it can go one of two ways. It can discourage you. So I was in middle school, right? And I didn't make either the basketball or the softball team. And I was devastated. I couldn't believe it. And I thought about not going out in high school. But I stuck with it, and I made varsity my freshman year in both sports. So, I'd like to invite that coach back. What happened? But, but it can break you too. I mean, there's a lot of kids that happened to and they didn't go back.
Yeah.
So I hope whatever happens with your daughter or my daughter or whatever they try to do, if it's something that they're really passionate about, don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up. You can practice more, get better, or sometimes maybe the person who was making the decisions had a bad day, and they're human too.
Yeah, never give up.
No, never give up. Absolutely not.
How about Skidmore? You're rocking the Skidmore hat.
Yeah.
How's that school, or you want to talk about?
Oh, I loved it.
Did you play sports there too?
I did. I played basketball and played varsity all 4 years, and then I actually started the softball team. My coach, he was actually he was a famous soccer player in Brazil, Kim Vieira. There's a lot of people who've made impressions on me.
Wow.
And he was an amazing person. But back then, girls' sports, especially in the Division III school, he didn't get scholarships. There wasn't money to play or anything. We had to wash our own uniforms, or his wife did sometimes. I mean, he drove the van to a game at RPI or Hartwick or wherever we were going. It wasn't this jet-setting thing that the girls have now. But it really taught us a lot, and we were pretty good. We were a force to be reckoned with, but it was so funny when I got him on the softball team. He says, "Mary, I've never done a softball in my life." So that's all right. You just need to sign the paperwork. We can coach ourselves. And now they're champions. That softball team
Where
is
is
now
that?
champions.
Skidmore.
Saratoga Springs, New York.
Oh, okay.
Which is kind of like a West Hartford.
Yeah.
It's a really neat town.
No, I love it.
It's got the thoroughbreds and then the races and the summer season.
I spent the weekend of Thanksgiving in Lake George.
Oh,
So we go to
wow,
Saratoga once a summer. And
Oh, awesome. Yeah, you're right nearby.
yeah.
But the funny thing about this is it wasn't even really, I thought it was just such a stretch, and what's a girl from East Hartford? I'm probably going to go to Central or UConn if I'm lucky. And I went there, and then my sister, Margie, who's a year behind me, went, and then my other sister, who's 5 years behind me, went, and then her daughter went.
Oh, wow.
So it turned out to be a really good fit for us. A smaller school, liberal arts focus, but business and all the sciences and everything else you want to take. But I loved it up there, and it was close enough to home. How it happened really was I wanted to go to Trinity so bad. I'm a really Hartford-based girl all the way around, and I really wanted to go there. And my mom said, it's in your backyard. You might want to open your horizons a little bit more. I don't want you to go far. You're not going to the West Coast, but maybe, a couple hours wouldn't be so bad. And that's really what happened. And
I know I got pipe dreams. I want one kid to go to Ohio State.
Yes.
And one kid to go to Notre Dame. And
oh my God,
my coworker teases me. Lisa's like, you cry when you drop your kids off at Conard. How are you going to have them go so far away? And I'm like, I guess you're right.
Both great schools.
But UConn, we just went for Model UN.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Oh.
They did so much renovation and.
My brother's a UConn grad, and my dad.
Oh, nice.
So they're both UConn grads, and I love UConn. I would have been happy wherever my mother.
And then you mentioned
sent
John
me.
Larson. Can we get him on the podcast?
Oh, sure.
Come on.
I love John
That's
Larson.
your buddy, right?
Yeah. I like him very, very much. He was an incredible coach and teacher too, and I actually had him as a student as well in his honors history class.
He supports teachers. He's always with the CEA and helping out.
Oh yeah.
He was a teacher?
Oh yeah. And then he coached the girls basketball at Penny High School with Maureen Rogers.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Oh yeah, and he was he coached both myself and my sister Margie, and my mom. I don't know if she had, but she taught at the school where his children went.
Nice.
So yeah. So he knows our family well, and yeah, I like him, and that's the way politics should be. I ran against him because the party asked me to do these things. That's not me just raising my hand. And it was great. All these things are incredible opportunities, and I can tell you just.
When did you run against them?
2020, and it was good. It was very, very well. I think all my elections, I try really hard to stay above the fray, and everybody said that was such a clean thing, and even this race was very, very clean. Well, there's no point in attacking people. It's about ideas and principles and thoughts and accomplishments and skills, and that's it. There's there's a bunch of different ways you can skin the cat. So I've been lucky. That was kind of my second reinvention to try politics, and who knows what's next? I don't know.
It's great.
So yeah, it's good. I've been very, very fortunate.
And then you mentioned Saratoga. Do you have like a favorite restaurant?
Oh my goodness, yes, many. There's a fabulous restaurant. It's a new one. I think it's called Druthers, and it's halfway outside. It's by the one of the Grand Hotels right on Broadway. Mm-hmm. And speaking of that hotel, it's called the Algonquin, and it's got a spectacular little
Is it on
like
the Strip,
really
Main Street?
Yeah, it's right on the main drag. It's called Broadway. But the town's changed so much. It's actually going through an evolution, just like West Hartford is. There's a lot of new things coming online.
Yeah,
and
Cooperstown is a
breweries
nice
and,
brewery pub.
Yeah.
Wheatfields is
Cooperstown.
nice.
Yeah. Oh, Wheatfields. Yeah, absolutely.
So cool.
Absolutely. Mrs. London's for dessert. You've probably been there.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
where else we go?
you mentioned Cooperstown.
Yep.
Excuse me. My mom, her mother was a Doubleday, and Abner Doubleday, who invented baseball, is a distant relative.
Come
I can't
on.
tell. Yes, honest to God.
So he's your great grandfather?
Something like that. Yeah, and he's also buried in Arlington Cemetery, and he was a Civil War. I think he went to West Point. I think he was a West Pointer. But yeah, it's such an unusual name, Doubleday.
Yeah.
The
Doubleday Field right next to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went with my wife a long time ago to Cooperstown. Beautiful place.
Oh, isn't it neat?
I want to go back.
Oh, so this is the funny thing. My parents were up at Skidmore for Parents' Weekend, and Margie and I were both there. And we were going to go someplace, and it was closed on Monday. And my father said, "Hey, let's go to Cooperstown. It's not that far." Oh, it was amazing. We brought a bunch of our friends, and I had never been.
Lowe's Tavern, right? Or
Yeah.
Lowe's Cavern?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. House Caverns.
House.
Yes.
Cavern. House.
It's the upstate New York is really a neat place. The Finger Lakes are cool. Lake George is awesome. That Sagamore Hotel.
Oh, yeah.
That's a great restaurant.
Okay.
We
look at that. So when my in-laws have a spot top of the world golf resort, and it looks at the Sagamore. They shoot fireworks every Thursday or Saturday. So
Very cool.
Always wanting to go.
And are you a golfer?
Yep.
Go to the Grand National in Saratoga.
Okay.
And then there's a beautiful golf course at the Gideon Putnam Hotel, the Avenue of the Pines. It's an old state park where Roosevelt discovered the hot springs from Saratoga, the water.
Yeah, there's big spas for the hot springs.
Yeah.
Last of the Mohicans took place in Lake George. The movie, not the movie, but the real event. I didn't know this. I have to watch it. Fort Henry. Or
Yes, and Fort Ticonderoga too.
Fort
is up there.
Ticonderoga. I've been
Yeah.
there.
It's a neat place. It really and truly is. And
Yeah.
in fact, a lot of my friends stayed up there. I still have one who still lives up there on Broadway in Saratoga.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. It's
All
a
right,
neat
so you're
place.
at the Sagamore.
Yeah.
You can have 4 dinner guests, dead or alive. Any 4 guests. Who are going to be your guests?
Oh my God, dead or alive. You know, I this is one that I'd have to get somebody. I'd have to keep my mouth. Someone would have to put tape over my mouth because I'd want to listen. I would just want to listen about their lives. I have always admired. Well, everybody does, but John F. Kennedy. I would just love to sit down with him,
Yeah.
and we've all seen his life portrayed. But really, what was really his thinking with some of the crises that he went through. But he was an amazing, inspirational leader of our country. We'll probably never have somebody like him again. He inspired
agree.
everybody,
Yeah.
regardless of what side you were on, and that's what we have to get back to. But I would love to sit down with him. I always liked baseball, so I would love to sit with Babe Ruth.
Nice.
I think that would be a really interesting conversation. And my father's a big sports nut too, so he grew up in New York, so he went to a lot of those games, the Yankees games. Gosh, I'm not gonna douse you with any like whirlwind brainiac, but I want to have dinner with fun people.
Of course.
So I would love to.
I feel like someone
sit
always picks like
down.
a musician, politician,
Yeah,
athlete, celeb.
John Lennon would be cool.
Nice.
I think he would be really, really interesting. I really liked his music. I love the Beatles, and I really liked Imagine. I think that's very, very inspirational. And then you said 4 people, so I've got one more. Oh my God, they're all men, isn't that? So I don't think about people like that. What category are they in? I just was thinking who would be fun to have around the table. At one point, I wanted to be a rock star. I can't sing though. And so I would love to sit down with Pat Benatar. She was my
nice.
favorite when MTV first came out.
Yeah.
And she was actually the first rock star. And when I was working in Richmond for GE Capital, she's a Richmond native. And she would just pop up someplace and she would put on these shows for all the people in Richmond at a park or something. And I met her. I actually did meet her for a second, shook her hand or something.
That's so cool.
But I thought, yeah. And I just kind of been interested in
Give
her
me
career.
your best Pat Benatar. Come on. What do you got?
Hit me with your best shot. Come on, hit me with your best shot.
Nice. Fire away.
Fire away. And
Pat
she's
Benatar,
teeny.
very nice.
She's like this big. She's like a pipsqueak. And she has this voice that is giant.
So
I mean,
cool.
it's just, yeah.
Couple connections. Well, my aunt lives in Hyannis, so we go to 4 Cs, and Kennedy has been there a few times. And then I forgot, for some reason, Babe Ruth's great-great-great-granddaughter signed something for me once. But I don't know what that's
Very
worth, but it said,
cool.
to Eric, this is from so-and-so Ruth, her married name. But
That's
fun
so.
little connection. Yeah, Babe Ruth, you'd have to get a lot of dinner. That guy eats.
Well,
Eats and drinks.
Who would you pick? You probably had time
know.
to think about this.
I changes. I used to always pick Abraham Lincoln.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to switch it up, though. So Abraham
Yeah.
Lincoln, Old Dirty Bastard from the Wu-Tang Clan. You know Wu-Tang?
Uh-huh.
Mr. Rogers. Did I say that one already?
Oh,
Abraham Lincoln,
I love
Mr. Rogers. I love him. And I usually go with, like, Cat Stevens, I like as
yeah,
a musician. Or Old Dirty. I said that one already. Michael Jordan, I say a lot.
yeah.
Shaq is very entertaining. I was a Knicks fan, so Anthony Mason was a tough guy. I just had these two because I answered the same one because people will spin that on me, and I got to switch it up. And then another great question, Adrian asked this last: were 3 people you would go on vacation with? That's a little different. I was like perplexed. It took me like 20 minutes to answer. I was never. We're blown away like that, but
So here that
it's
is
different, if you're going to spend an hour or 2 around the table or a weekend.
Well, this is funny. We had a team building. This guy Mike who called me today, and said he was glad we were friends. I hate these team building things, right? Where you're pulling ropes or you're doing these hokey things or whatever. I think the best team building is go out for pizza and beer. Have a beer, have some pizza, talk to each other. None of this exercise stuff. So we were doing something like that, and I think they broke us up by Myers-Briggs. You know Myers-Briggs, right? Your personality
Oh,
type.
the test?
Yeah.
Oh, boy. Yep.
Well, I'll just so some people are super organized. And
Yeah.
They make lists for everything. And then
Type
there's
A's over here.
yeah,
Yep.
and then there's other people who are out there on the spectrum that they can't make up their mind about anything. You could never even get a suitcase together for they would show up with their toothbrush if they were lucky. And then there's some people who are really analytical, and then there's people who are fun, right?
Yep.
So we're all in our little boxes. And they were like, I'm in the fun box, so the analytical guy's in the planning box. And I said, you need one of each of us. So you could plan the vacation. I'll plan the fun. This guy will make sure we have everything, and this guy will make sure all the lists are maintained. But that's what you need.
That what makes a good team.
Yeah. So it was kind of fun, and I said, how come I'm always over here in this box? Why can't I be over here? But
That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you said you like this place, so I have a gift.
I do.
Free pour and app.
Oh, awesome.
So please come back.
Oh, I will. I
That's
will.
for you.
Well, I want to come back and personally thank the owners because, and probably apologize. I can't believe I haven't been here. Well, it's been busy. I got to cut myself a little bit of slack. I'm
Yeah.
my worst critic. But I love it, and I love going out in West Hartford and frequenting all the businesses. Thank you.
Do you
I'm
have any-
excited.
Yeah, please come back.
Yeah,
and,
I will.
I think Cody will stop in. You can say
Oh,
hi to him.
good. Wonderful.
How? Do you have any questions for me?
Oh, no, I want to know when your next event is.
Okay.
Oh, and how else we can support you. Because I
Great.
really do believe in this charity, and you said you've got all your
Yeah.
paperwork and everything set up, so...
We are. So we have a bunch of different. Well, to celebrate, we recently just won favorite nonprofit of
I know, I saw that.
West Hartford.
That's
Really
awesome.
exciting. That's a small one.
That's
We have
awesome.
An event, a couple events here. We got where are we? Oh boy. Wait, I got the events right here. Uh-oh.
Yeah, so those were just the questions. And then I imagine, you've got your media company.
Oh,
how,
yes.
how can we help you? How can we help you guys get the exposure so people know about
Yeah,
you?
please
as an
like and share the
alternate
podcast.
Okay,
We
yeah.
looking for some more YouTube subscribers. We're going to be at the Blueback Square Stroll on Thursday.
We'll be there.
Tree lighting here and a toy drive here
Okay.
on and then toy drive again at Sockstarz. Meet and mingle for a cause at the North House. This is going to be a good networking event. That's on January 24th.
Okay.
A Wolfpack hockey game. Wolfpack hockey game.
Oh, that's fun.
It's Military Appreciation Night too. That's February 3rd. Johnny's Jog.
Yes.
March 26th.
Okay.
Johnny's Jog selected Friends of Feeney to be the Clover Club charity.
Awesome.
So we're really cool and excited about that. We're collaborating with School of Rock for a Battle of the Bands. That's in April. So we got some fun events.
Very fun.
We're going to be at the Lions Club dinner next week.
Okay, I saw that. Yep.
Their 100th anniversary, and they picked Friends of Feeney as the organization that gives back to the community. We won the Lions Club Ambassador of Sight Award.
That's wonderful.
So honored. Andrew Stern called me to let me know, so he's a good friend.
I think your friend that you just mentioned who recently passed would like that too.
Yeah, I know.
It's a lot of connections there.
I don't know if I get a chance to say anything, but that right away I'm going to dedicate everything to Steve and unbelievable. Yeah, that is. I just thought of that. The giving to sight, and just yeah.
Yeah.
So we got some really good events. Some past events. We were the Jazz for a Cause. Hall High School does a concert on Trinity on Main in New Britain. Beautiful building, old. It looks like an upside down pirate ship.
Oh, cool.
It's amazing. And recently raised $2,781 just by families. It was a free event, and families donated. And James Antonucci, the director of the choir for Hall, amazing guy, never met him, good friend.
Yeah.
He's like, reach in your pockets, donate. He's like, you look like a well-dressed man. Did you donate yet? Donate. Let's hear from Eric Feeney about Friends of Feeney. And before that, donate. So
You need people like that.
it was really cool.
Yeah.
So Hall was there, KP was there, and Bristow. But it was a beautiful place. Couple kids from camp. I'm a program director at High Meadow Day Camp, so I think a couple
nice.
counselors heard of Friends of Feeney and know of the work, and they agreed on it, and it was really cool. So
Awesome.
$2,781. A wonderful night, beautiful music. So it was great.
These kids are amazing. Katie does a lot of musical. She sings and she plays a bunch of instruments. And we went to the winter concert that was at KP last week. I'm losing track of time. The kids were amazing, and it was all those 3 schools. It was KP, Bristow, and
so
and
much
Hall.
talent.
I can't believe it, and the teachers are so dedicated. That's one thing I want to mention is I don't think I talked about this already tonight, but I'm very partial to teachers. Did I say that already? If I did,
we talked earlier. See, that's why when we talk earlier, I say sometimes save it because I've done that before. We talked earlier, and you're like,
I told you that already.
Did we say it on the air or off the air?
Yeah. But
say it again. But I know that your
do.
mother was an educator.
Yeah.
Showed the picture.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. Oh, we did talk about this. That's okay.
You have come out and always supported teachers. You to this WHEA event.
They're amazing. They made such a difference in my life, and they're making a big difference in Katie's.
Yeah.
She's got several that have really. They're all remarkable. You don't see the kids in action with their teachers as much when they get to middle school and high school. Of course, you probably never see them. But when I got to interact with her when she was at Morley, just really a bunch of great people, and the principal is amazing, and the things they did, and that Red Wagon Drive has got to be one of my favorite town events, and I got to do it when Katie was there, and I just happened to have time to be there when they did it this year.
Liam Sweeney just posted about that. His kids go there.
Oh, well, he's
podcast guest too.
He's like, he's lucky like you because he gets to send his kids where he went to school. And
did he go there too?
Yeah, I believe he did. I'm pretty sure he did.
And Ryan Clary played hoop. He's a basketball player.
Yes, he went to Skidmore.
Did he?
Yes, he did.
Come on.
And he met his wife there.
No way.
Yeah, so
Very
that
cool.
was kind of a fun connection.
Did he play basketball there at Skidmore? Ah, interesting.
Yeah,
I know he likes Syracuse.
Uh-huh.
Oh, but he went to Skidmore.
But there's so many connections when you get a second to really sit down and talk with people. We have way more in common than differences. But I love that little school. I love all the schools in West Hartford. They're all good.
Were you on the PTO for Morley?
Yes. As much as I could. I there was certainly people who were much more influential in that, but I did try to go when I could.
And you
won
some of the top woman in business? When did you win that?
Yeah, 2010.
Top woman in business. That's awesome. Do you know how and why and who selected that? Because name top. Oh, Hartford Business Journal. Got it right here.
Yeah. I don't. It's funny. I don't know how it came about, but probably folks I was working with, and that's an honor too. And I got to invite my family and friends to come to that, and it was great. It's very nice. I think the thing about being in a position where you're a leader or what have you, you have an obligation. And one of the things that I'm most proud of probably was when I worked for the Hartford, a long time ago, actually, probably 25 years ago. God, hard to remember that. But I had a couple women on my team, young women, and they were recently married and they wanted to start a family, and they were worried that they'd have to give up their position. And these women were extraordinary. They were so good. So it wasn't even in a program at the time, but I did this job sharing thing with them. I said, you guys figure out what your hours could be. You want to work part-time? She wants to work part-time. I'll get one full-time person. You can be
Split
flexible.
It?
But you get to keep your job, and then, if things change with your family and you want to come back full-time, you're there. And I asked my boss if that was okay, because I wasn't, in a big, huge job at the time. But he said, if you can manage it, you can do it.
That's very cool.
I said, yeah, but people need. We're not all one thing, right? We're daughters, we're sons, we're spouses, siblings, parents, and you have to have time for all of those things. And I think we should be more creative in how we can work those things out, because otherwise people select themselves out, and you're losing good people, and they're having a hard time, because I'm sure the second income matters as well. And it's a win-win for everybody if you can do those kind of things.
Sometimes you feel like there's not enough time in the day.
Oh, goodness. Well, look what you're doing.
Teacher, dad,
right,
husband.
And teachers, I just remember my mom coming home with a bag full of work and papers and lessons plans and calling parents and, responding. And, everybody, the view that you work a school day and summers off and all that is, oh my gosh,
No.
it couldn't be further from the truth. And when you do have your breaks, you probably need them to recharge and spend some time with your own family.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then it says you were the chair of the reviewing stand of the annual St. Patrick's Day Parade. Yeah. Come on, that's my favorite holiday of all time.
Oh my God! You know that a friend of mine, Kate. She's very involved in the club, and it was fun. It was a time of my life too, getting to be up there. And,
Are you a member of the Glastonbury Club?
Yes. I think this year I might have lifetime status. Believe it or not.
How do you earn that?
I think you have to be a member for 25 years consecutive. It was something. You know, it's funny. Have you ever been there?
No, I'm a member. I just signed up
are?
last year for the first time, and I haven't been back. So I need to go back.
We don't go there often.
My initiation questioning was like the greatest day. They're like, "Who's this guy?" As soon as I got there, I got busted on. So I was like, "I'm home. This is where I'm meant to be."
Well, I think your name passes.
Right? Feeney.
Same with mine. But no, it's a neat place. And what I like about it, everybody, you know, for those folks who haven't been there, it's a real family-centered place. It's not just a, bar room by any stretch. And they've got a nice hall upstairs where many people get married, and they have the Irish dancing and all the celebratory music and everything else. But kids can come, and I think that's the neatest thing. You're not in a bar room where kids can't come. It's a family affair. And they have so many nice sponsored things.
Yeah, I'm on the email, so many different, live music, food drive, toy drive, Gaelic football, soccer.
Yeah.
So many good things.
Hurling. I don't even know this.
Is great.
And it's just, I think if you want to, we're all Americans, and that's what we should focus on. But I think it's a nice thing to have some way to revisit your heritage. We're pretty far removed. My parents were born here, my grandparents were born here, so it goes back quite a ways. But it's nice to kind of have that connection. I
know I have my grandfather's paperwork, his death certificate, wedding certificate, birth certificate. I'm going to file it and send it away so I could get my Irish passport. Mm-hmm. I'm really excited about that.
That's very cool.
My cousin did it.
I know folks who have too. I think...
Not exactly what the perk is, but I just want to do it just because, well, number one, my cousin had it and he passed away, so I want to kind of honor it.
Yeah.
He got all the paperwork together and sent it out and got his. So, and then who knows? Maybe go back to the motherland.
Have you been?
Yes.
Oh,
I loved it.
Yeah, isn't it awesome?
Loved it.
Yeah.
Prior to getting married, I went with my wife and her family. Amazing time. It was so fun.
Oh, it really is. What I like about it is it's for anybody. I mean, the Irish are really welcoming people to anybody. It's a small country. There's only 4 million people there, but everybody speaks English.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to get around, and everybody's just warm and welcoming. Honestly, that's what I experienced.
And Dublin, we flew into Dublin and did the horseshoe and flew out of Shannon. But Dublin was like New York City.
Oh.
So many different shades and colors and voices, and it was great.
Very cosmopolitan. Yeah. And then what they did early in Ireland, because we actually, when I was working at Sun Life and running the retirement business, we outsourced. We had a subsidiary that was in Ireland, Waterford actually.
Oh yeah.
And they did a lot of our back office work, and they were phenomenal. They were great at customer service. They were great people.
That's where my family's from.
Really
Waterford.
Waterford, really?
Yeah, the Feeney family's in
Very
Waterford.
Cool. We're from County Cork.
Nice.
Yeah.
Been there. Really cool. Cheers.
It's fun.
Cheers
to
God. Ireland.
Cheers. I think everybody's proud of their roots, and I think that's appropriately so. I love going to other countries too and experiencing different cultures as well. And I haven't been traveling much, with COVID and everything else. I haven't really been anywhere. But we're lucky we have this right in our backyard. Living in West Hartford's pretty unbeatable. We're pretty fortunate.
I know, just from my house, I can walk to Pepe's. I thought that we were getting a Sally's, but now they're changing it up. But you got this, you got Gastro Park, you got...
Oh, it's amazing.
Make sure you get your Christmas tree from Mark's Christmas Tree.
I get it there every year.
Do you?
I honestly do. Either that, or there's a place that the Boy Scouts sell them up a Cottage Grove Road. I just ran into them before, but yeah, I tried to go over there.
We had Mark on, episode 33.
Oh, cool.
Great podcast. Mark tells wonderful stories about Halifax, Canada. Funny guy.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool. There's, honestly, I don't want to keep saying the same, but we're very blessed where we live.
Yeah.
The community is second to none, and yeah, there's a lot of things going on in town that are really, really special. So I can't wait for the holiday stroll.
Yeah,
I'll see you
we'll
there.
be there.
And by the way, you mentioned all your activities and your events coming up. Please feel free to call me as a volunteer anytime. And if there's something that Katie can do, she really loves this organization too. She'll be there. She'll be there as well.
Yeah, come join us and help. We're going to pass out. We have gift cards, Dunkin' Donut gift cards that we're going to give out. And we're going to try to sell winter hats.
Okay.
Be a good friend.
All right. Oh, you know what?
Feeney beanies.
What color are they?
Blue and green.
All right. I'll be your first customer too.
Deal.
All right.
All right. Mark you down right there. Done.
Seriously, honest God.
All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Katie will like that.
No, they're great. They're very comfortable.
Yeah.
Do I have any on me? Oh, no.
No, that's good. You're getting out and you're getting some
Got the
some
winter
good
hats.
stuff that people want.
Yeah. We've got the sweatshirts. Saturdays are for friends.
Oh, nice.
So we wear it on Saturday. Be a good friend. Lawn signs. Be a good friend. Long sleeve shirts. So, again, get the message out. Someone said, "Oh, your Friends of Feeney looks like a what was it? A vintage '70s rock band logo." And I was like, "All right, we'll take it."
I love it when I come by and I see it on Lyon's Garage.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Lyon's amazing business.
Yeah.
Yeah, we missed. They did all these murals down on the blockades or whatever, the cement blockades
for the
down at the center.
Yeah.
I kind of missed the boat, and I was like, oh man. I walked my dog to Lyons. Well, funny story. This has all started during COVID. Squirrels went under and infested my Nissan Sentra under the hood. Right? A whole town of squirrels. Couldn't get them out. Went and got a car wash. Hit it with the hose. Put vinegar on it. Couldn't get them out. Then they chewed wires.
I was going to say.
The windshield wipers weren't working. And I go down to Lyons Auto. I'm thinking this is going to be $1,000. They could tell me to come back and they have to find a part. Mm-hmm. They go down. They charge me $70. And I was like, this is the most honest mechanic I've ever seen in my whole life. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They could have said anything. 100. I was ready to pay, who knows, 200, 500.
Yeah, you need your car. Plus, you can't get a new one now.
Right?
Try getting a new car.
And so we became friendly there. I walked my dog, and I missed the blockades, and I saw that spot, and it was like, perfect clear. I was like, hey. I said, hey, we'll prime it and put up there. And Ash's art prints, she's from Thomaston, came down. It's beautiful. I love it. The kids, sometimes that's a bus route. Well, it is a bus route, so the kids see it. It's a Pokemon stop. It's just an amazing place. Again, the community.
Yeah.
Amy, now she's selling, they're collecting cans. At all times, you could drop cans down there. And we have a can collection, ongoing fundraiser that we go and work with the West Hartford Redemption Center on.
Yeah, they're nice people too.
Chet over there, that's my guy. Chet, he's an awesome guy.
He is.
So he keeps a running tab of the cans collected, and I go see him like once a month, and we put that towards our cause. So it's a great little fundraiser. And Amy has been collecting cans, and now they're selling hats and shirts. So if you want to need a hat and shirt, check out Lyons Auto.
Okay, cool.
Right there on New Britain Avenue. Can't miss it. They're a wonderful business.
They are.
Donut Crazy, wonderful business. Gastro Park, we did a can drive. Started off, it was February. We did a can drive for 4 hours. Filled the back of a U-Haul. Messy bags of cans, stinky beer. They're breaking. It smells.
Yeah.
We made $250. But it was for a good cause. And then the progression has now led to, we had Stanley from The Office. Leslie David Baker, famous actor, signed autographs for 2 hours. We made $10,000. So we went from $250 can drives to $10,000 like celebrity signings, which was great. So we're growing, and it's all thanks to wonderful people in the community. My board of directors, Marty Keena, retired KP teacher, Mike Davidson, Ja from Relax the Back, and volunteers Kelly and Dave are very helpful. Jen and Matt. Matt takes all of our photos. He'll be Jen Lambert, helped organize. She's an occupational therapist at the school.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I knew the name.
She does volunteer rowing in East Hartford.
Okay.
Matt works for Westfield Bank. He's a photographer. Kelly and Dave are both school paraprofessionals in town in West Hartford. And they're just wonderful people and just help support my family. You know, I can't do it without Neil and Bridget I joke, they're like the directors of, the parade float and decoration. And so,
It's amazing that you get that together for so many different things, Eric.
Yeah, and it's
that float is really cool.
Yeah, and that's thanks to Josh Sarrell, Sarrell Construction. Yeah, it's a beautiful, be a good friend. Mm-hmm. So unfortunate that it rained on Park Road Parade. I was sad.
Yeah.
Were you planning to go?
Oh yeah,
of course,
I would
right?
never miss that. That was even before I got to march in it. I always went to it. I just always went to it. It was always fun, and then frequent a business afterwards, grab a bite to eat or something.
Yeah.
I think it's one
Park
of the
Road
best
Parade
things
is
about
great.
our town.
We had our 50th podcast at the Playhouse on Park with Tracy. Wonderful place. I came out singing the Mr. Rogers. You got to check it out, episode 50. The first 1 minute.
I didn't know you sang. Well, you kind of did a little bit with me tonight.
No, I can't sing, but I do.
I still do too. Oh, God.
So we're going to get into some crazy questions. Sponsored by Donut Crazy. These are for kids, by kids. Donut Crazy. 50 minutes with Feeney. How you feeling?
I'm great. I could do this all night.
Right? It's great.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah, it is. I'm enjoying this very much, Eric.
Would you rather eat regular pancakes or chocolate chip pancakes?
Oh, chocolate chip, baby.
There's
Absolutely.
a running joke. So this is in school. Favorite food, get about me. So, I'm 43. I like the Yankees. My favorite food is tacos. My least favorite food are chocolate chip pancakes. I say this to a room full of third graders. Every day someone mentions, Mr. Feeney needs to eat chocolate chip pancakes. There's a comic, Chocolate Chip Pancake Man versus Mr. Feeney. So I mentioned that one. So this is a funny running joke about the chocolate chip pancakes. So with the
Why
S
don't you
back,
like them?
I just like my chocolate separate than my breakfast. I like blueberry pancakes. I like chocolate.
Banana.
I like banana pancakes, apple
are the
pancakes.
best with walnuts.
Oh, yeah. All that stuff.
My father, whenever my mom was out at school, he would make dinner. It was always breakfast. He would make pancakes or bacon and eggs and home fries. And, we loved those nights.
Breakfast for dinner. Can't beat it.
Yeah. It was great. It was great.
Would you rather have a rainbow or a dog or a rainbow dog?
Rainbow dog. How could you separate the two? That's great.
Would you rather have a blue dolphin or a pink dolphin?
Pink.
Would you rather have 8 toes or 8 fingers?
Ooh, 8 fingers. 8 fingers. I could play the piano and uppers and lowers with one hand.
There you go. Would you rather always be winter or always be summer?
Oh man, that's tough. I love all 4 seasons, but I go with summer. I'm a beach girl.
Nice. What do you get when you cross a cucumber and a hippopotamus? A hippocucumber. Would you rather have $1 million or 10,000 bowls of ice cream?
Oh my God! Of course, 10,000 bowls of ice cream.
Yeah.
Who would ever pick the $1 million?
Would you rather eat worms or get slapped in the head with a pie?
I think I'd rather get slapped in the head with a pie, but only if it's coconut cream.
Ooh.
That is my favorite.
Would you rather get a new car or $20,000?
Well, I've talked about. I need a car. My car's put together with no, it's not duct tape, but it's old. But you can't find a car these days.
I know, it's tough.
Honestly.
A house and a car are really
So
tough to find.
I'm driving Mary's car all the time because my window doesn't go all the way up. I don't have a heater or air conditioning.
Oh, wow.
It's tough. So yes, I would pick the car.
Would you rather be frozen for your whole life or melted for your whole life?
Ooh. I guess I go with frozen. Melting sounds like, well, they both would hurt, I guess.
Would you rather eat
I love
ice
these
cream for your
questions,
whole
by the
life
way.
or your pizza for your whole life?
Ice cream. Ice cream.
Would you rather have $1 million with 0 friends or 1 million friends with 0 money? Oh, that's a good one.
It's a really good one, but I think the older I get, well, money was never super important, but it becomes even less so. The people in your life is what makes it.
Yeah.
It really is. And the older I get, just like when you were describing your friend that you lost,
Yeah.
that's what's important. and to celebrate those relationships. Now, money doesn't hurt because you need it.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, that's the way our system works. You need it to pay your bills and put food on your table for your family. You can't live without that either. But I think if you had to pick between one, you got to go with the people and the friends, because your friends will always help you out.
Yeah, I agree.
And you'll always
I
help
do like
them.
money.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, it's a society that we live in. I mean, for anybody who says it doesn't matter, well, how do you pay your bills? It does matter. And I think the concept of working for money is good. I think the concept of earning a living and, I think that's important. You need to be productive and useful in life, right? You just can't.
Yep.
At least I can't.
Contribute to society
Yeah,
in a
as best you
productive
can.
way.
Yeah.
Would you rather have an extra toe or an extra finger?
I'm gonna pick with fingers all the time because I do like to play music as well.
Can you play the piano?
I'm starting to. Katie's inspired me. I got a piano, and she's mastered it, and she does take the lessons. And now that I have some free time, I'm gonna go take it. I should have brought my clarinet. You were mentioning all your guests who, that's mine. I'm sorry. All your guests who played that instrument. I should have grabbed mine on the way out the door.
That would have been great.
I could have serenaded you.
Would you rather have 2 legs or 1 leg?
2, baby.
Would you rather sleep or play?
Play.
Nice.
I always say I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Yep.
That's not nice.
Ooh, would you rather eat a red Taki or a super hot Taki? These are little Takis. They're like Fritos.
Yeah,
Spicy.
super hot.
Yeah, I like hot.
I'm a spicy
You like
girl.
Yeah, me too.
I love jalapenos.
Ooh.
And then the real, with the highest, what do you call it, when they measure hotness?
Yep.
I forget it's 3 letters or something. That Scotch bonnet.
Ooh.
They use those in Jamaican food.
Nice.
Ooh.
Nice.
Hot.
Would you rather be bored inside or play outside?
Outside.
All right,
Your
knock,
kids
knock.
are smart.
These
they
are
ask
great.
good questions.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Dirt.
Dirt who?
You're grounded. I like that one.
Oh, I love that one.
Would you rather be in 4th grade or 3rd grade?
4th. I love, that was my favorite teacher, Mrs. Usello, 4th grade.
Oh, it's great. I was
Yeah.
third grade. Miss McCauley was fantastic for
Yeah.
me. Mrs. Jarrell was my 5th grade teacher.
Yeah, you wonder if anybody hears these, because you wonder
Yeah, I
if they
know.
make a difference.
You could
and-
send it to them.
Yeah, and well, the one that I mentioned, Miss Rogers, my basketball coach and English teacher, I'm going to see her in a couple of weeks, and I'm really looking forward to it.
Let her know. Share that. Yeah, Steve was short. He shared it with his favorite teacher because he was visually impaired. He had someone that's the director of visual impairment in the town of Wolcott. He was like went to his graduation. They're still in contact. He sent him the podcast. So he was up there. He was the most views until, a couple weeks ago. But Steve was great.
I'm glad that the kids are getting the counseling they need. He sounds they're getting
Their
devastated.
grief counseling is at school at Oak Hill this whole week. Well, it was wonderful chatting with you.
I
Any
loved it.
recommendations? Movies, books,
Oh.
workouts, restaurants?
Yeah. Well, so, Eric, I must confess, I finally went to the gym today.
Nice.
So after a long time with campaigning and everything else, and that felt really, really good. So we just joined Planet Fitness.
Nice.
So I really like that. And one's coming around here soon, too.
Yeah, Planet Fitness? I thought
Yeah,
there was one
there's
right
one
up
by
here.
the mall, and there's one...
LA Fitness or Planet Fitness?
Planet.
Okay.
So Planet's coming around here, and the one we go to is in Bloomfield, unfortunately. So we do have to leave West Hartford once in a while. Very rarely, though.
Yeah.
Really, except for if I cross the river to go visit family. I'm pretty much here all the time, which is really, really good. Oh, gosh. I like all the ones in the center. I like Triva. It's been there the longest. In Brico, of course, I love because the Grants, Billy Grant, who runs that, he's an East Hartford guy too.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, my mom had him.
He's scheduled to come on soon.
Oh, I love him. So my mom had
Scott
him
Miller
as
for
a
Doro.
student.
Trevor
Oh,
has
God.
been on.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
Yeah, so Billy's a great guy. His family's very nice too. So I really, really like that. And then there's this new place in Southington that I went to for the first time called the Manhattan. And you got to check it out. It's a very different kind of place. and it's mostly Italian, but it's tapas, smaller, and there's some Spanish food. They make these gorgonzola meatballs that I've never had before. You know what? The prices aren't bad, and
Nice.
it's just different. It's very, very
I
different.
know I like to get out of West Hartford occasionally. Veron Rondo in Cheshire.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Man,
Everybody says
place to be.
That's to die for.
Veron Rondo and La Tavola in Waterbury on Highland Ave. Those are
haven't
my
heard
two.
about
If I
that
leave
one.
West Hartford, La Tavola.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's the place to be.
I've heard of the other one, and then
Veron Rondo.
and then Glastonbury has a very nice footprint now for restaurants.
Jay
over there.
Gilbert's.
I love Jay Gilbert's. That's
Glastonbury. That's like my wife's favorite.
And then there's another Rico there.
I know, no relation though, right? Or is it?
Yeah, no, that's
it
my
is?
grand's place
Oh,
too.
it is.
Yep. And so we'll go there quite a bit. And there's a Plan B. It's funny. They're almost getting a lot of things. It's a very different town than West Hartford, but they have a lot of things here. I mean, people like fine dining, and they like to stay, not too far from home, so it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
But
Brico's is great.
yeah, and I guess there's new ones coming to Blueback.
The Sparrow, have you tried that yet?
I have not.
No, me either.
I heard
want
it
to
was
try
really
that.
good. I heard that was wonderful. But one place that I was I used to like to go and grab coffee at the spot.
I know, that closed down.
I know, like all of a sudden, and they started in Saratoga. I don't know if you know that, but they have a bunch of them in upstate New York.
Nice.
And I just like to go with it.
We just went to light up the town, Lake George. They do at 6:30. They had everyone. They count down. They light up the park. They shoot fireworks, and then they have a parade. It was so much fun. We did it 2 years in a row. It's great.
Yeah.
Wonderful place.
Is that over Thanksgiving or is that?
Yeah, it was on Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Oh, fun.
So wonderful spot.
Yeah. Oh, it is.
Skidmore. I didn't know that. Saratoga.
Saratoga. Yeah.
Yeah, we love Saratoga.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I really see them as kind of, sister communities in a way. West Hartford and Saratoga. It's got all the great fine dining, really beautiful parks. It's got a lot of the same things.
I know, we like the park.
Yeah. It's great.
And we eat out there a lot.
Cool.
We go there a lot. Well, it's great to talk with you.
Oh, goodness.
Any other recommendations? Questions? Closing remarks. Any closer? Or up to you. What do you want to do? Questions,
closing-
recommendations,
well,
or
I
closing
guess-
remarks?
Yeah, I guess in this season of giving and being grateful and Thanksgiving, I'm grateful for your friendship, Eric.
Thanks.
I really and truly am. I'm glad to be your friend. And I'm looking forward to coming back. And I just want everybody to enjoy the holiday season, whatever you celebrate, and get together with family and friends, because it really does make a difference and it means the world. So please enjoy the season and stay safe.
Right.
And anything I can do to help Friends of Feeney and your organization, I'm here.
I will be hitting you up.
Yes.
You and Katie.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't. It just struck me the first time that we talked about it when I first met you.
I know, we cross paths a lot.
Yeah.
From the teaching,
Yeah.
girls basketball. So.
Parades,
And the
running
parades.
around town,
Yep.
talking about our families. Yeah, it's good.
So then
Thank
I got
you.
some. Keep up the good work, Friends of Feeney. This is from my friend Marina. She thinks I'm doing a good thing, and I'm proud of you. And enclosed there's some passes. You ever go to Stanford Museum? You want some passes to Stanford
I
Museum?
But, I go down there quite a bit. My grandparents lived down there in
I want to give these to a fellow friend in need of a good hike or a moment with a farm animal or someone who likes small museums, or even for all the hard work you're putting into and to make the world a better place. Your friend Marina, she's from Southern.
That's really cool.
So I'd like to give you a couple passes.
That would be wonderful, and we will use them.
Definitely, and you have your swag, your keychain.
do. I'm
You'll
so
come back and
excited.
see Cody. You're going to put a magnet on your car.
Yes, I
We
am.
hope to see you at the stroll.
Yep.
We hope to see you at the Wolfpack game on February 3rd. This is wonderful chatting with you. You're a good friend. I had a blast talking with you. Skidmore, Saratoga, Ireland, basketball, girls basketball.
Oh goodness.
Big supporter. My wife scored 1,000 points.
Jeez, she
One of
was
the
a 1,000-point scorer.
One of the main reasons I married her. Don't tell her.
Well, hopefully your daughter's going to go on and do the same thing.
Yep.
That's amazing. No, I wasn't. I think when I was at Skidmore, I averaged 10 points a game.
Nice.
So yeah, it was just really the camaraderie was amazing. And
It's
road
great to be
trips.
part of a team, and after dinners and the hanging out and
But what I love that's another thing that I love about this town, that you don't have to be a champion athlete to participate. We have all kinds of youth leagues. We have all kinds of different things. Now we have pickleball.
Ooh, yeah.
So, as you get older.
How's your pickleball game?
I have not played yet. Can you believe that?
We started playing in Lake George. I have 4 paddles, so anytime you want to play, let's play.
I've got to get out there. It's quite the sport. And you probably know this. We've converted several of our tennis courts here in West Hartford into pickleball.
I know. It used to be like, 60-40. Now it's 50-50 some places.
Yeah, it's incredible. And it's really taken off. It's really taken off.
We should do a Friends of Feeney pickleball tournament.
Well, I was going to ask you, what else can, me as a person do to support your
organization? You can donate on PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. Or you can write a check, or you can sign up to sponsor or volunteer.
Okay.
We love to have you handing out, hats at the stroll, or helping to get sponsors for raffles at the Sockstarz on December 10th. We'll have a raffle. Okay. So if you get some local businesses to donate a gift card, or you want to donate a gift card, whatever you can do.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course.
We got you down for 2 hats too.
I'm making good on that. I will write the check tonight. So no, I need a nice hat. I can't wear baseball hats all winter.
Well, it was great talking with you, and this is episode 61, the Roger Maris episode, 61 home runs. And on 3, we'll say be a good friend. 1, 2, 3. Be a good friend.